5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Drow Ranger.
Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Behold the Horn of Magnus.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Ready for game number 1 here between Nigma and Mudgolems. Our draft is ready and raring to go, and my panel is ready and raring to go and show you guys why Nigma are looking hot, why Mudgolems are looking hot as well. You guys will have to wait and see how this... Yeah.
10
There's a lot of hot
seconds
boys according
remaining.
to you in this
I went
one.
way too high with my voice, and my brain's just like, you don't do that, dude. Just
5
relax.
seconds remaining.
I can't chill out because Nigma and Mudgolems is about to start.
Yeah, well, for mine, it seems like, you know, they said we look to beat them as a whole. We're not going to specifically target any kind of unconventional heroes or anything like that, according to how GH says they're approaching this game against Mudgolems. I think I kind of get where he's going from, because they've got this really distinct style on Mudgolems with what works for them. They always try and pair together things like the Faceless Void with a Void Spirit, with a Snapfire. Sometimes they could substitute the Lifestealer for that. And I believe that Nigma have first pick. So with the way that that's structured, you can kind of force them to ban out one of those heroes so that you don't have them, because of course they're all really strong heroes, or they're just all gone, and then suddenly the identity of the opposing team is completely missing.
I think it's what like all the OG and like secrets are doing, this sort of combo type of hero, like a very like straightforward Dota like, and now this is a Magnus.
Yep. I mean, we'll see it here. Void's gone, Lifestealer's gone, Snapfire's gone. it's very nice to pick into with a Phoenix because obviously it's a really strong hero. You don't have to deal with the Snapfire trying to deal with you, and GH just happens to be one of the best Phoenixes in the world. So really nice start for them coming through.
10
Liking the
seconds
Rubik pick up in
remaining.
response though from the Mudgolems, although it'll mean that this Vengeful Spirit has the potential
5
of being banned
seconds
out right
remaining.
now, and there we go, we see the Visage going away as well. So 3-3 not going to be able to
Dire
pick that
team
one up,
banned.
but there's still plenty of stuff in his pool that he can...
Yeah, usually we talk about 3-3 as this kind of cheese picker in the offlane as well, but he also does play the stock standard stuff. We've seen him play a Void Spirit in the offlane, look really, really strong. He plays Panda as well, looks really strong. Beastmaster, the really strong heroes in that offlane. So, be interested to see
10
what
seconds
Nigma actually do
remaining.
give him, what they want to, put up against safe
5
lane.
seconds remaining.
I really like both teams, like opening heroes,
Yep,
like Draw
me too.
Ranger Ruby against like a Phoenix Magnus. I think both has like this pathway they can go with. Yeah, with this current.
Radiant team ban.
See, the thing, like, Mudgolems, they're not really much of a Doom-picking team, but I feel like this is the sort of style where Doom would be really good into this draft, because they like going things like Grimstroke to pair together with this Rubik. You can have the offensive, you can have the defensive, you can have double Fate
10
Bolts running
seconds
out there, you
remaining.
can double Lift, and then, of course, you always want to be able to just sit back and do damage as a
5
drow.
seconds
So
remaining.
a Doom is a perfect kind of hero to have double Doom plus that frontline presence. So I think it could work out pretty well for them, as well as the fact of, saw it in that first series, if you can get a Doom off onto a Magnus, doesn't really do anything. If you can get a Doom onto a Phoenix, doesn't really do anything. So I think it'd be pretty good for him.
Yeah, the only problem is that Mudgolem has to pick first in the third pick, so maybe Nigma can react onto like what comes out. I think big factor.
I think they could pick it fourth. I think there's perfectly fine for them to go Grimstroke now, right? Like you get the Soulbind off onto the Phoenix, and as long as he's connected with someone, he can't dive. So a lot of the mobility is reduced from that, and it's something that they pick all the time.
Nigma's like technically like really good with this Magnus plus Chalk or something to 5-man and stuff. So I think Mudgolem needs to pick up something that can help the Draw Ranger to like be able to kite efficiently. So I'm expecting like more tanky heroes to come out like in the post 4 or post 3 at least.
Okay, there's something that provides them a little bit of, distance creators between Drow Ranger and +1, because you see a Magnus, you probably get a melee carry, right?
Well, they almost always play on mind control this Magnus. So Weeha's hero is still
10 seconds
probably the
remaining.
one yet to come. And
The only problem is they can't like the Mudgolem
5
can't really
seconds
pick up this
remaining.
clockwork. The hero is like still open, but the Nigma has Phoenix and Magnus, which is a good way to deal with this
Dire
clockwork
team
itself. So.
Bloodseeker.
yeah, very good
Okay.
combination for that offlane, right?
Yeah.
It's just very easy. You can lift them, make sure that they always get hit by that blood right, and yeah, that's a really strong laning combination. I'm liking it so far.
What happened if it's anti-mage, but it's
Banned.
banned?
Ban.
I
10
mean, they could have probably left it in
seconds
if they
Same
wanted
thing
to
with
go
the
for
PA, right?
Bloodseeker.
Morphling?
I guess.
5 seconds
You're not
Wouldn't you
gonna
want to
take-
pick RMN's hero here, though, Enigma? Just try and leave it a little bit more open to try just that extra step forward, because you pick Miracle's hero here, then you might get counted a little bit off pick for.
So what are you thinking then, if it's RMN's hero? Because like he picks things that are a little out of the ordinary, somewhat. The Warlock, the Disruptor, the very much RMN style of heroes, and it can combo together. Like that's an insane amount of team fight if you're able to get it off.
I think they have to pick here, or I mean, it could be GH Phoenix,
Yeah.
but like I think what they have to pick, decide is like the supports that can actually do well against the Draw Ranger lane.
Okay.
So the good mixture of like what they want to pick. If they want to do Magnus 3, they will need like a stronger position 4.
You think the Phoenix isn't strong enough here for Nigma to run in that offlane up against the Drow Ranger? It's probably going to be Drow +1, right?
What if they picked up the Vengeful Spirit for themselves now? It blocks the Drow.
Mhm.
You can swap the Drow back in, which is really good, just to get rid of that marksmanship and blow her up. And it still gives you the flexibility to go
Radiant
things like the
team
Mornfling, the Luna, things of that nature. But they're just going to pick what you would assume would be Weeha's hero in the Batrider.
Yep, and it's very good against Bloodseeker and Draw Ranger because these heroes are just immobile.
Mm.
They don't have any escaping ability.
Well, unless everyone's on super low HP, then Bloodseeker doesn't
10
really care
seconds
about
remaining.
all of that sticky napalm. But yeah, I'm still liking it. It's like a
5
lane
seconds
winner,
remaining.
essentially. And that's And it's annoying. I feel like that's where Weeha really excels, is just your Vipers, your Bat Riders, this style of hero.
Yeah.
What do we think now for mudgolems? Kyo still seems
There
to be a
is
little
not many heroes they can actually pick. Either this dispelling hero, like just Oracle, and then
Dire team
maybe a Rubik Oracle in the lane. So, oh, that's surprising.
That's a fire hero. He likes to play this Undying.
It
quite a
is,
lot.
but what does it
Yeah.
do this game?
Yeah.
Tombstones, I guess.
I mean, of course, of course it's tombstones, but what is the tombstone going to accomplish is the better question.
I don't know, guys. Every time you guys ask me these questions, I just sit here with my little Lego brain and I go, that's why we pay you guys. So you tell me.
It's not going to
Dire
accomplish
team
anything.
Well, there we go. We got the answer, boys and girls.
And Chaos Knight.
Okay.
I
We've
like
seen this
it.
combo quite a lot,
Yeah.
right? You know, the Magnus and the Chaos Knight, just allowing him to get that 2-3 item kind of power spike.
Especially with this Midas, he's gonna pick up this Midas like with the CK. Maybe even if he plays with Magnus, but if
10
he do
seconds
that
remaining.
and successfully go through this laning phase, he's gonna be like 3-4
5
level
seconds
higher than
remaining.
any other course just because of the buff factor and Midas.
They are somewhat lacking someone that kind of wants to go in and stand at the front, right? You can do it semi
Radiant
as the
team
Magnus,
back.
right? You don't want to always just be waiting, sitting at the back with all of your farm, waiting for the perfect RP to go off. And I guess Batrider can do the pick-off potential, but it's still no one that actually just wants to sit in there and take everything. I suppose the Chaos Knight can do it if you've got the Phoenix backing you up with a Sunray, but
10
feel like
seconds
they still need
remaining.
someone that's going to accomplish
Dire
that.
team
Maybe it's going to be a
back.
clockwork coming through for Nigma as well.
Yeah, I think Clockwork would be like a really good option. Like just making this Drow Ranger and Bloodseekers to be extra annoyed by just like having this hero. I'm just curious about like what's the purpose of this Undying, because it just
10
doesn't look
seconds
like it's
remaining.
gonna solve the laning issue because he's versing against Batrider anyways.
5
And in the
seconds
middle of
remaining.
the team fight, I
Radiant
think
team
Nigma's gonna get like affected by like Undying.
Oh, I don't know if necessarily it's going to be going up against the Batrider, right? It's mostly Mind Control that plays it in the Magnus, and it's going to be Weeha Batrider mid 90% of the time.
Yep.
So yeah, you've got that flexibility, but still, like, sure, there's no real big egg
10
hitters.
seconds
Sorry, not egg
remaining.
hitters, tombstone hitters, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it
5
really. It
seconds
doesn't
remaining.
win you the lane exactly against this lineup. You can just stay very far back as the Phoenix. You don't need to be getting your constant right clicks in. Magnus can just
Dire
go
team pick.
more points into the shockwave super early on. Get a couple of his items, maybe a Wraith Band and a Bracer, just so that you can farm up a little bit more. But they're getting rid of the Ricky, so still feeling like they're going to change things up a little bit on. Are they thinking this is a 5, like an RMN Magnus? Is that
Could be an RMM
10
back as
That
seconds
well,
could
right?
be
remaining.
that could be it, because I don't see the purpose of like Magnus being like a core.
5
It's like a
seconds
value
remaining.
for Nigma.
Yeah.
Maybe they can just like leave it as Magnus CK top and Batrider plus. I mean, well, Phoenix plus like some like scary hero at bottom.
my concern then is, like, what does Magnus 5 actually do to Rubik and the Bloods? Does very little.
Yeah, like he just have to tank it up like in the laning phase, and I think CK is strong enough against Bloodseeker. It's not that weak because of this lifesteal factor.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a percentage chance rather than
Yeah.
just force second cooldown now. So
Well, I guess this last pick will kind of tell us where everything's going to go here for Nigma.
I
I'm
want to
still-
see like a GH, like Earth Spirit.
he
or
has to be playing Phoenix, sure.
He's one of the
Radiant
best Phoenix
team
players in the world.
Darkseer.
Okay.
Oh.
The mind control hero for sure. So that means either the Batrider, the Magnus, or what maybe Chaos Knight will be the support.
Or it can be Magnus Darkseer lane bottom and like
10
Magnus.
seconds remaining.
Can you just imagine if this Undying was an
5
Oracle
seconds
instead?
remaining.
Right. If it was Avenge, that Venge was not banned.
Venge was not banned. Like, I don't mind the Venge, of course, like Drow, Venge, it's obvious, but it saves from the Batrider as well, but that's what Oracle does, you can save from that and deal with a sticky napalm, and you wouldn't have been coming up against a Darkseer, because the Ion Shell is completely useless.
Yeah. But if you secure this lane somehow, Undying might do a little more against CK. Because I felt like they were gonna pick CK regardless of whatever it is.
Possible. Well, they've only got 10 seconds left to make their last pick. We're thinking it's probably a mid hero, and it's a Storm Spirit. So pick some kind of initiation. Yeah, I suppose they were still lacking that pretty heavily. You know, you needed to get in onto the backline, somehow deal with the GH Phoenix. And yeah, as expected, it's going to be RMN playing the Magnus. I don't know, I'm finding it hard for him to do anything in that laning stage. I think you're probably going to get a pretty even matchup in mid. Mind Control going to do against Skeeter, I mean, not great either, to be honest.
So we feel like this draft right now is not 100% for either of these teams. You guys are not jumping off the walls. You guys are not super excited about how
I
this
don't like
draft's
either
going.
draft, I'll be perfectly
me
honest.
too. But I think we has to pull off like really a lot this game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like there is not many like a connection to like lead into the team fight. Like he needs these items, so which means like he needs to get what he wants in the lane.
Alright lads, we're going to sit here for predictions now. You guys don't like the drafts, but you have to pick one.
I'll choose with Nigma.
Yeah.
I think GH sounds confident.
I will too, just because it feels like if it does get to that mid to late game, they've got so much stronger team fight than mudgolems does. And so even though the laning stage might go a little rough for Nigma, I think they'll be able to pull it out.
Alright, looks like my lads here are going to stick with the team fight and the late game playability here from Nigma for game number 1 here. So we're going to leave with our casters once again. It's going to be OD Pixel and Fogged.
And 7-year will to live. What did you expect?
I almost feel bad.
Gentlemen, yes, game 1 ready to go here between mudgolems and I'm only Pixel over Fogden. And Fogden, well, first thing I've got to sort of ask from this, do you like this last pick Storm? I mean, I'm sure I'm seeing a lot of dodgeable disables that the Storm's going to zip around, but at the same time, I'm also seeing Nigma having pretty beefy heroes. You think the Storm's going to pop off and jump around and get kills, or is he going to struggle to kill the targets?
Not been seeing that. Great success, as we did see, especially dating back about a month ago when we saw a 20% win rate at a full tournament of a Storm Spirit.
20%?
People,
That's pretty low.
Very low. People really started to figure out this hero, and it was still getting picked a lot of the time. This hero can definitely have a lot of weaknesses, especially when you're playing into a lot of team fight as well, and I do see Nigma. I look at what they've drafted, and it's an overwhelming amount of team fight, where Storm can definitely suffer, and also another mechanic that's actually kind of fun that we'll have to see if it happens, but Vacuum pulls you out of your spirit. If your Storm Spirit zipping, you can get vacuumed out of it.
That is true, actually. I think that's probably out of all of the catches the biggest one to look out for, especially in terms of setup, right? You get sort of that vacuum into a lasso, or maybe sort of that little bit of pull time gives an opportunity for the CK to land a stun. So yeah, definitely something that Vorony is going to have to be very careful about when he's dancing around the fights. I mean, overall then, do you sort of have a preference with the lineups here? Do you like one of the drafts better?
I do think I like mudgolems a little bit more. I feel like Nigma's does look a little bit greedy. I feel like I see Darks here, I see CK, I see Magnus, Phoenix. These heroes take time. I feel like the Bat Rider's the only one that looks not greedy. I look at their whole draft. I feel like it's a lot of weight on Weeha's shoulders in the early and mid game to make that space for these guys, because I feel like they will take time. And I do like the aggression that I feel like mudgolems can do with their draft. They don't need any cooldowns really at all. They're going to be going the entirety of this game and just looking to run at Nigma, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, especially as you point out sort of the greed from Nigma's heroes. I mean, it's pretty much a 5 offlaner draft, right? You know, over sort of the last few patches, you've seen all of these heroes being played on the offlane as a core. So yeah, we'll see how this sort of works out for Nigma as a whole. I mean, so if you're mudgolems, I mean, well, what's sort of your game plan here? Your game plan is to make moves quickly before these 5 heroes sort of get away with sort of the greed?
Well, that and also smash the lanes. I think this is the perfect lane setup that they're putting themselves in. Aggro tri-lane. When you're playing versus such a weak early draft of Nigma, you have to capitalize on it. And Bloodseeker should be able to get stuff out bottom anyway, because they can't like dive him and kill him so crazy with a Phoenix and a Darkseer. He's gonna get stuff down there, and I don't see CK and Magnus being able to do much of anything versus an undying Rubik.
No, that sounds like a very solid matchup, and there's War Stewart like that under the tower. Is it going to be enough? I mean, it's going to be a hell of a lot of damage either way. As Milan's got to run, there's going to be a stunning in a sec. Miracle's chasing for this. He wants that first blood.
He's gonna range it.
I almost feel bad.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to catch him out now. This is going to be a fair bit of time, Merrick. Yeah, Merrick's got to head back to the wave. There's no point wasting any more time chasing that Rubik.
But that's all they can do in the lane.
live.
That's all that I feel like Nigma can actually do in top, is stun into a skewer under tower. Besides that, I would be very, very surprised if I see them actually be able to slow down Skitter's farm at all.
And you see with that sort of, and even with that time brought from Miracle chasing the Rubik, Skeeter's able to get 3 denies in on that first wave, including the range creep.
Yep. We saw like this matchup also, I think it was, versus a Batrider too, is Storm can farm really well versus match. You get a level at pull at level 3-2, and you can even threaten kills onto the Batrider a couple of times too. You just have to be careful, you know, right? Like you can't get like flame breakdown, and you are playing versus Weehaw Batrider. It's one of his best ones, so gotta give him some respect too. But they came in with a plan here, and it's looking real solid here at the start for mudgolems.
I mean, so that's sort of the mid lane and the top lane covered, but down bottom as well, what you just imagine 33 is going to be a freely farm down here against these heroes. Does sort of this Phoenix Darkseer lane pose much threat to him?
Nope. I think he'll farm just absolutely freely. He can just get health off the creeps every single time too. And he's got the backup of Milan. They're actually going to put a point in vacuum to try to go for the kill. Might actually work.
They've got him. Yeah, well, indeed, they were unable to use the body blocks there. 33 did try to hold mind control inside of Bloodbright, but he got the blocks not successfully. So first blood for Nigma down on the
And Ryan Garcia continue hit.
So the fact that he puts the point in it just shows like we're going for a kill because we have to in this lane. They have to try to punish something, and it's still going to be Undying and Drow top versus a CK, which doesn't sound fun for Miracle at all with the setups. So yeah, still loving it for mudgolems. Even though they give that death, I think it's okay. It's perfectly fine. He's already got the urn, actually. Holy crap. Even though he died, he has an urn finish. 33's really been liking urn, too. He bought that on the Brewmaster, too, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. Well, yeah, rushes it as soon as he can.
I mean, I guess their damage in lane phase, like, it does do like 100 plus, or a lot of damage. It does like 200 plus damage, so.
Yeah, if you feel you've got a lane that's going to get kills action early, then it's absolutely prepared for that to But bottom as it is, Milan, he's going to be the one to go down. 30's going to try and find GH return, but the stick charges keeping GH alive. 33 unable to find the trade kill, so a second kill for Nigma down the bottom lane. Same time up top, will manage to take out Arban, and bottom GH does end up going out. 33 is actually going to try being into mind control as well. It's going to be able to chase past, get the courier.
Dire's courier has
Got
been
the turns and another blood right, mind control. Bottle up and dodge this.
Wake up. You had your warning.
Ooh. They are really coming in with a lot of prep here. I'm looking at this. As the boots rushed right after the rushed Magic Wand versus the Batrider 2. Fortnighan knows what he's doing in this matchup.
Oh yeah, knows exactly how to play against the Battler. That's what we're seeing from this first soul. There's a few moves, and that's giving him the bottle around this 4-minute spoon as well. So he's going to get this ace rune. He's going to be forced to grab it. Really hard heading over. And with that, I mean, with that hit, he can do a bit of damage to Weehaw. I mean, he can play aggressively because he knows he's going to have this bottle coming in to give him some HP and mana. So he's just going to do as much as work as he can onto Weehaw. Weehaw to set up, get through that extra bit of regen. 25-5 against 11 for 3. Brilliant start for the Storm. And as you said, so something that we have seen before, and I think it really is showing to the point that Storm is a very, very solid answer to the mid-bat.
Yeah, these ranged heroes that can clear creep waves. Like the Death Prophet, the Storm Spirit, these two heroes are the big ones that I've seen actually versus the Bat do quite well. And he's level 6. Batrider's only level 4. Fortnighan is dominating.
That's actually top as well. We're seeing action on both sides. As Iron Man up top, he's almost certainly going to go down. Multi-shot will slow him. 33, it's on both sides, and the mid, everywhere really. It's starting to crumble a little bit already for Nigma. We're seeing a lot of kills being picked up by mudgolems within this first 5 minutes on all lanes.
They set themselves up for success in the lanes, and it's working perfect right now. Everything is going even better than I feel like you could imagine. Sure, you've given up like 1 or 2 games, but that's perfectly fine. Look how big.
This movement, struck away, the vortex control holding him in the Bloodbright. They are, well, I mean, they couldn't be opening this game up any better right now.
Dire's mid
Top lane, Skeeter. He's got enough damage though, they don't, even with the 3 of them, they cannot kill the Drow alone. Skeeter's able to survive. Fada's over, and Nigma can't push for that kill anymore.
Game plan working perfect. Skeeter build up the full with level 2 Soul Rip, and Fada and his team really looking like they've got a clear game plan with this draft here versus Nigma right now. He does know this team pretty well, right? Like Fada versus what we would say the Kuroki stack in a way. To play together. Fada tries to get aggro top.
Too hard for them to get anywhere close, these two heroes. Fada and Skeeter at this stage with the levels they have, very confident at just turning around. With a decay and a few shots, it's a huge amount of damage to the lane. The Lan's also heading back up top. So they run out the numbers. Nigma's got to be a bit careful with the three of them here.
It's a triple strength lane versus an Undying right now. Fada's probably like, okay, hope you guys stack up for some decays, because like you said, it's still very weak. This Magnus Phoenix support duo can't do much of anything really until they get those 6s besides just provide like skewers. All this working out, yeah. All working out perfectly for Mudgolems. With Arcane Boots even on the Rubik, Milan up to a good start, so they can keep the pressure up. You see all the wards too from Nigma really wanting to try to slow down this run to see the moves.
On mid lane, they're going to try for the setup onto Weeda. They're going to have the damage. They got zip in with the vortex, and they have. They have indeed. TP coming over from GH, but nowhere near time to sort of do anything in return on the Boronina. Another kill on way in the mid.
They're making it look easy and natural right now, just abusing and punishing this greed. Nice rotations. You don't usually see like an Undying ganking the mid lane in particular. Know exactly how they want to set up these ganks in this early game. Yeah, top 3 networks. Good experience lead as well, up to 3,000 already in this first 8 minutes. We said, we hot. Eyes on you to bail out your team.
Sure, because that is the thing, right? They're falling behind Nigma, but you would imagine that with regards to how they did draft this game, they must have sort of been prepared for this, right? For this bit of tough opener, considering the greed of their lineup.
I would imagine so. Top. Yeah, you lasso for the kill. But they gotta get some type of kill with that rotation. He just has to commit for it. They don't even get the kill on the ward either, as I think Milan got the deny on the ward when they made that aggressive move. But yeah, they had to expect this with the way that they drafted it.
Trying to move in for more, or at least push Skeeter away from this triangle. The moment being, Baronier just applying some early pressure to this mid tower. TP down on the bottom lane from Milan. See if they can get the combo onto Mind Control. He's about a half HP, but yeah, they do have, of course, level 8 on 33, very well leveled. Rupture good to go. That might have Mind Control's playing carefully, knows they're hunting for him down there.
Yeah, with that ward being taken out, he knows Milan's down there. Some stacks in the enemy jungle. Fada, he sees them. He dropped the tombstone for them. They're stealing all the stacks. This triple stack is gone.
Wow. James is heading over, but this is a level 5 Phoenix against a level 9 Storm. This is going to be a huge amount of burst. It's an easy kill for Baronier. RMF, he's also only level 4. He's got a little cautious himself. Drop down a sentry. Has got Miracle. We are heading over. Fada will get caught out by the stun, but Milan's here. They'll use the overlap to Rupture. He's out into Mind Control. Mind Control going to go for the TP up, but Baronier's on top of him. They'll flank him with the blood right. They'll get the kill. Baronier's still with a little bit mana left to play with, so it has to be cautious. We are trying to chase for Milan, but the pushback from the Gus, they do lose Milan, but it's going to mean we are losing his life in turn for that attempt. As Skeeter cleans up another kill. 2. Oh man, slipping in. Skeeter trying to get on top of this drow. Miracle's also falling across. Baronier level. He's running on the mic. There's still mana to go. RMS just walked into his death. This is a dead Magnus. 33 pushing back the other 2 of them. GH no dive for 20 seconds, but except for 33 drop, just so GH will live. Nigma trying to sort of turn up to the fight there, still losing out on the numbers as the XP does continue to favor Mudgolems.
Thank you.
Hey, it's huge moves. They just denied all the stacks. The recovery for Miracle. Oh, Miracle. He goes for a CK stun onto Milan, but Milan has the Phantasm sword. He dodges it.
Very nice.
Cute little play there.
What surge is this?
Also going to try to meet up with Miller on top of the smoke. Skeeter and Fart trying to head over and see if they can get a lead in onto Miracle before backup TP's in. Ironman's on his way over. TP's in. The gust to the side. Gives the damage to punish either Iron Man or Miracle. Good. RP from Iron Man close to tower. The back of hit Quarantine. A big zip up the one Miracle. In fact, the RP is not going to result in anything good for them at all. If they'll lose both of them. Again, another cleanup by Mudgolems.
What a surprise.
GH also, he is ruptured. He can't dive away. He doesn't want to use egg. He's got Weehaw though. They're actually now going to use the egg.
Are fortified. Dire's
Pretty full
structures
one here, 33. Doesn't want to pop
tower
it.
is under
Well, okay, does now, but he's dead.
Nicely done by GH, baiting 33 and maybe 33 baiting himself with a rupture, but
Dire's
good
top
rotation.
tower
They
is
need
under
those. They need any
Dire's
type of
top
kills they can to
tower
come
is
back. As
falling.
we said, Mudgolems this early game looking amazing, and it's already an Orchid.
Radiant's
Already
bottom
hit his
tower
Storm.
is under attack.
Absolutely massive. He can kill anyone on the map now.
Radiant's
He throws
bottom
everybody.
Yeah, with this sort of leading action, I sort of asked at the start, you know, is he going to be able to kill these tankier heroes? I mean, they're just not that tanky now, where with sort of the low levels they have and the lack of items, because of how the lanes did end up faring.
He's absolutely huge. I think this is where they want to do bait plays on Nigma. You try to make him go for these aggressive plays, counter ganking it. Here's the one. He's out low at mana
Radiant's
too.
bottom tower is under
Got the
attack.
kill. See if they can get him in return.
Is under attack.
Should be able to do so. Slowly burning down with the sunray. They'll find him, and a lot of money there for GH.
Radiant are scanning.
He'll be too fussed at going his way as well. GH has carried games before in his Phoenix.
I mean, that's well worth it for Nigma. Getting that counter gank.
Oh, yeah,
How much?
he took that
Like,
trade.
it's so much for that kill, and it gives Miracle time to farm too, finish up his armlet almost. Yeah, I think going for those bait plays is going to be the hopeful recovery for Nigma. They're set up around Miracle and mind control. Milan.
Mudgolems to fight once they don't have the Storm Spirit, and well, the Storm Lasso does come into play, holding him. That's going to fail. Weir's going to go down. 33's going to try and chase for more. Excellent steal there from Milan to allow them to turn things around. Iron Man, he's the new focus underneath the tower. 33 and fun to dive as Iron Man will try and turn onto 33, and actually that turn on shockwave will put him off from chasing any further. Still, Skeeter just getting these two massive kills. Both Miracle and Weehaw to be found in that fight.
Perfect place for the fight again. It's the Tombstone gets dropped, Bloodright covers the whole area, and like 3 or 4 heroes get silenced, and another one gets pulled in by Lasso. It's chaos immediately. As we're still Mudgolems, they're showing up to every single one of these fights. Even though it's a level 1 Tombstone, it's enough.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Just keeping that pace going, keeping themselves looking good and aggressive. Don't want to give any downtime to this Empower plus Ion Shell lineup that Nigma does have. They do still have this hero. There's one hero that's going to be buffed up a lot inside of the fights in particular. But yeah, keeping up this pace. Again, all full mana, all ready to fight. They see something bottom. Push Nigma away.
A little careful about how they go for this though. They know there's the 3 of them. Yeah, that's as quick as an orchid timing as it is he does need to make sure that he doesn't get caught out going for these ganks.
Yeah, he doesn't need to rush anything. Like, they're in such a good spot, right? Like, he's so farmed. It just feels like you want to do these plays, that they look so juicy. Level 12 with the Orchid, you can zip across the map. Definitely still do have to give respect, though, Nigma. They still do have this Magnus, they still do have this humongous team fight that can come together. Like we mentioned, Darkseer, Magnus, Phoenix, these heroes are all very strong just with their ultimates. They don't really need all that gold. I like this move though. Mudgolems kind of forcing Nigma's hand here.
Drow, of course, they do the rush pretty quickly. Nigma are heading over. They are aware that this is going on. But MRP and the Supernova, they're going to have to go quickly though. We're going to have to see an aggressive spirit from Iron Man if they want to contest this. Is he going to make the timing right? Let's dive forward for Gene. No, it's slow. Iron Man's going to skewer in. But straight away, it's picked up by the Dust. Roshan is taken out. They pick up the Aegis. Supernova will be popped, but they're all out of range of it. Miracle unable to get a grab onto them. 33 getting low, but he's able to actually escape it all. Picks up the mech. They do leave behind Milan, so Nigma, they'll find a kill. Mudgolems, of course, getting what they came for. Roshan and the Aegis, it's all theirs.
Weehaw? Spot's boarding it, but boarding it is spotted Weehaw. He had a regen running.
Yeah, Marty, he's going to turn for sure on this one. There's no tier 1 around. There's no backup available for We Are anytime soon as We Are Ooh, one more hit. But
The
he
rain
can't
drop
quite
save.
get it.
Which is this?
Oh, he's a lucky man there, we are. He was right on the edge of being pushed over.
So damn close. They're gonna refill boarding his bottle though, so they may have thought this storm had to go back, but now he's refreshed, and GH might get caught off guard by it if he shows himself up here.
GH is smart though.
Gonna put a ward down. He's gonna see it. At least Milan. So far though, mudgolem's doing all the right moves here, continuing to apply this pressure to not really give Nigma too much space to come back up. Miracle is getting a little bit of space though on the
Sit on
side.
this. Time around for the anyone backing up the bait of Iron Man alone.
They're gonna have to sacrifice heroes, I feel, on Nigma. They're gonna like just shoving lanes up. Bad.
As long as he's just online and in game to provide him power, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because they know they're in a
Down.
pretty big deficit. They know they have to play this for the comeback, for the big team fight. GH still sitting around top, just doing this meteor hammer cuts on the creep wave. Kind of missing that time, but he'll have fire spirits to clear it out. Mind control. Dion Shell is showing on the wave. They're trying to punish him.
Pretty alone here, but that TP will guarantee him safety.
Ooh, they're actually lacking. They don't have Yules on. I guess 32 might go for it after the Greaves probably, because they are lacking a little bit of stun. That's the Rubik and Storm right now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Only for his Kaya.
Dire's bottom tower is
Look
under
at
attack.
GH and Weehaw just buddy in the tree line on the top left, waiting for somebody.
Nobody's gonna come though. I mean, maybe Milan pokes his head out, but at the moment you see how safe he's playing, he's unlikely to
Dire's
go
bottom
for
tower
it,
is
even if
under
he knows that
attack.
there's
Bottom tower
some sort of
has
jump.
fallen.
Especially if they want to try and dive the tower for him, but unlikely it's a Rubik. I mean, well,
Look at the line draw.
They're gonna try.
Weehaw's thinking about it. He doesn't have to blink.
I mean,
or anything.
Phil Dork moving into no vision, and it's just a Rubik.
They know the way they have to play though, right? Like Nigma knows they're on the back foot. They know they have to just play like with the heroes that can make plays have to be up on the top side, and the heroes that just help Miracle farm have to just play around the triangle area. So having these two heroes top, it applies pressure anyway, because it's forcing the waves out constantly. Slow gains, Miracle. He's been spotted this time now.
So if they can burst it. Oh, relatively tanky with the armlet, but not tanky enough. Barnier getting away with another. In fact, it still looks as if over towards RMN. RMN's falling low. Barnier going to get work from the Supernova. The RP being used onto Fada. The lasso has got everything on Fada as they drag him in and dying. Fada's still alive though. That was RP, lasso, and Supernova, and Fada just walks it off. They couldn't kill him. They couldn't kill him.
Look at where the Undying haters now. Where Fod is able to just beat people and get that nice 25% damage amp and 40% slow on the target.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, that basket, you're throwing that much onto an Undying and you don't get him. You don't get anything.
It's concerning for sure.
That's no.
Big concerns for Nigma going forward. 5k gold lead, and mudgolem, they're not making mistakes. It's 20-9, they're not giving up kills, not slipping up. Very clean performance from them so far. 6-0 and 2 on Skitter so far.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And they still have RP stolen from that last fight this whole
Radiant's
time,
bottom
so they're
tower
always going
is
to have to
under
watch out if
attack.
they make any aggressive move. Milan does have that at the ready.
Dip again. Barnier is found himself a number. Has he got enough to take down GH? With the stun, look at the turn, stolen off. He is in position. Holds back. Stops them from finishing off Barnier as Barnier's having danced himself away. He'll
Dire's
live.
structures are fortified.
Milan
Dire's
boss.
top tower is under attack.
Bailing his storm out of a potential bad scenario and pushing them all away.
Going down for sure.
Dire's top tower.
And they push them all away, so they'll be able to claim themselves bounty. As well as 3 bounties. They don't get the outpost though. They do have tier 2 tower top. Maybe Skitter can actually just walk over and take that one. Probably forgot. Oh, they're pinging it immediately, I thought, as soon as I was saying it.
Yeah, they were close to being able to get both, but I think pretty much at the 20-minute mark was when Skeeter took the tower.
Yeah.
So they
Dire's middle
he's
tower
dead.
is under
He's
attack.
dead.
You needed an
He's dead again.
altitude
10, 1, and 6 on Boromir. I mean, You really sort of can't talk up how well this Storm final pick has worked out for Mudgolems.
Yeah.
They saw again that they knew that they had just a perfect way of playing with it, and it really has been 10-1 and 6 to Sked Boronier, just destroying the opponents.
From everything, right? The way he started the lane, starting with the wand, rushing the boots, he knows exactly what to do in this game.
He's pretty much got full Bloodstone. 21 minutes in on top of his ult.
Almost 18 as well with the Van Brace, the no Van Brace. This is a very scary Storm Spirit who can zip and kill most of your heroes actually with a zip when he's 18. That spell amp is going to be pretty absurd versus these heroes.
Stupendous!
Nigma, the thing is they're still waiting for is some hopeful big team fight. They have the blink on the mag, but they're lacking damage.
It's hard. I mean, we just saw them use their whole team fight on Undying last time, and it didn't kill him. That doesn't look hopeful for what Nigma has here.
Definitely not. Starting to get smaller tools though. BKB on Weehawk. Now he can actually try to beeline into the back without getting disabled. Still seeming very difficult. They're going to need some hopeful... They're going to need just very big connections with their ults. Like some big RP into big egg, but it's... I think the ward actually saw it. Yep, nope. The illusion saw it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Over here now!
Boronier is looking to drive Miracle straight away. He's caught in the front right. Miracle's in trouble. He's going to run. He's not there for the sunlight, but another zip in. Boronier finds the kill. But look at the RP onto Boronier. Have they got enough damage? The lasso to follow up. Boronier getting locked down. Still alive. He's able to zip away. But zip straight into the supernova. BK's still got mana to go. He's still able to make it out. He's TPing out. Boronier's away. Again, they can't get anything out of these moves, Nigma. They put down the team fight, but they don't kill anyone.
My god. They're just at too much of a deficit in Mudgolems. That's exactly how they want to take the fights. You see how they commit in the fight too? The Tombstone just... If the smoke breaks, Tombstone drop for vision across everything. They see everyone, they see all the heroes of Nigma can pick and choose how they take the fight. And yeah, Guardian Greaves just topping up Warning here enough to have enough mana to zip away twice. And now DD Rune. And like we said, they're not ulti reliant, and Nigma really is.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Aghanim's is going to be so nice for some of the AoE setups. Zip in as well. Found GH in the mid. He'll start adding to the Bloodstone tally.
Making it look easy. Level 18 Storm. Give me some Blood Rage Storm zips across to Miracle on the opposite side of the map and one-shot him. Let's go Borning here.
Let's go.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
GH has now got the Yule, so at least some way of protecting himself against the Orchid initiation from Boronier. No Iron Man's been found.
It's just so much
charge. Oh, weird onto the run, but Boronier's got him as well. The BKB is out.
Stolen
Using the lasso.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Running. Can the man get there in time? Another zip. The BKB comes to an end. Weehar's dead. I mean, was I missing? Is there a reason why he couldn't go for the BKB TP out in that situation?
I'm not sure. I thought he was just going to BKB TP at first.
I thought he was going to BKB TP out. They don't have anything to go through it.
As soon as he uses lasso, of course they're going to steal it. But yeah, I'm not sure. That was a little bit weird.
I don't think they would have. Maybe he's just worried that Skeeter was around and they would have just had the physical. But I think without the Drow, he might have made it away with the BKB TP. He didn't do it. He's dead. Lasso's on cooldown as well.
Looking real grim for Nigma as literally not... Mudgolems just not making mistakes at all. Every single one of their plays has been perfect and...
Some crazy stuff from them. They're just not stopping. If it's Reno Boronier, he's ready to start moving for more. So they can get... They are smoked up, Nigma. No Weehawk with them right now. Now the TP's going to be coming in. Boronier's just going to quickly get rid of the creep. So now they can't make a play off the back of this. Midland's going to walk. The Tombstone's dropped down. Weehar's going to walk his way over, and he's not going to get it before they lose mind control. At 33. Iron Man's going to get very low. Like he's just straight up dead. Boronier joins in to make sure he gets that Bloodstone charge. And he will. Up to 20 charges now in the Storm. Just 25 minutes in. Already over half the goals towards his Aghanims as well. I mean, he just keeps getting better and better. And so for all the glory Boronier is getting, Skeeter's keep it up. You know, he might not have the same amount of kill involvement as this Storm, but Skeeter, he's just as farm as this Drow. He has not been missing any opportunity to just clean up the map. And Nigma just falling further and further behind now, down 11k.
Stacks.
They just can't. They can't do anything because they're always going to be shown on the map. And this storm just jumped them from across the map.
Oh, and he's found we are. BKB is available. Should be able to BKB and TP out. He's sticking around. Okay, now I would TP away.
Looking to gather up toward mid. They prepare to take advantage of that storm having 0 mana, but it's not going to be for too long. He regens at 4 per second. Back up to 600 already, and there's a regen top if he's able to get his hands on it.
Just spawn that out. Still just ridiculous timings on Borony. I mean,
It really is.
1,000 gold and Aghanims. It's all going to come out like pre-30 minutes. You've got this Orchid Bloodstone Aghanim Storm.
It's the fact that he's almost level 22. So it's like this level 18 zip.
Level
3 zip.
22?
No, almost level 20 as well. You fool. He can zip and, I mean, he can always just kill people from so far if they show it all on the map. So even split pushing is so hard for him.
Yeah.
Got nothing here.
Nigma playing on the high ground. Blink again. Iron Man's leading in with Blink. Iron Man's going to look for the secure jump. Does manage to find it. Iron Man will get the line. Tombstone is down though. They're pretty low. Starts it on to Iron Man. Iron Man being controlled. The vacuum comes out. Iron Man will fall. Borony is still with a lot of mana to play with. Mind control. Surging away from structure. He's falling very, very low. Borony being a little careful how he zips into them. He's holding off for now. Don't try and push it any further. They know that Roshan's up. They're happy to just sort of push Nigma away from this.
Trying with the surge.
He's going in. He's got the last target. Can they finish off Borony? They need to throw everything in onto this storm. The Soul Rip heal comes out and the Blue Stone Borony is away. Barta with the clutch Soul Rip. Without that storm goes down. He keeps him alive.
And he's
now they
regenerating.
can turn. Borony's going to be ready to come back in a moment. Mind control very low. Borony is there waiting at the side. Mind control just runs straight into the storm. Another kill for Borony. Now godlike on the Storm Spirit. 16, 1 and 8. Into Roche they go. There's no gold seconds. And they know that down the lasso is very out of any sort of jump. There's going to be the Aegis, the cheese.
He's looking for GH.
Right, he's not even focused on the Roche. Borony is just looking for action elsewhere. He's only just got time. Got it by the looks of it. He's gone. 23 Bloodstone charges. Is he holding on to 4,600 gold? I mean, he can buy an Aghanims if he wants. He can buy whatever he wanted. He can buy an island. He's so rich on this stuff.
Another, and the runes that he's getting to, Arcane Regen DDs. Every single time map control does help, you know, when you're dominating the map, you can get all these runes. As they just continue owning. 14k gold lead, Nigma.
Yeah, that's insane.
Really feels like it's felt like they've had no chance for a lot of this game. Zero mistakes, mudgolems. They're only losing, like, they lost at Milan once or twice inside of the fights.
Borony wants to zip, but it's going to be Weehaw. Straight down he goes. Weehaw for the blink. Trees he goes, and fine. Just TPing out and make it away. These combos are just, they're going to be deadly now. Hey, Borony gets a big sort of grab with the Axe Vortex into the Blood Bright, Tombstone down, decays. It's going to be hitting everybody.
Yeah. Their fight is looking very strong in comparison. Just from the gold, mostly, and just how Odin's boarding has really been. He just has so much freedom.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
These tombstones are also just breaking the fights, because it just gives vision of everybody, and it seems like Bada always gets it up on the high ground to see everyone.
A big zip.
Very long one.
Ooh, he went straight across it. Now he's going to go back in, but the BKB does come out to the Miracle Iron Man. Toying with the idea of dropping the RP. He doesn't get a chance to do so. He's been silenced. He's not going to get the opportunity to do so at all in this time fight as Barnea finishes him off. Looking for his next target. Mind control is going to be the one as he goes down. Didn't quite manage to put a stop to that TP out, so Miracle and We Are will live to see another day, but Mind Control Iron Man dead again. More charges for the Storm Spirit's Bloodstone. Miracle's 25.
He's so lucky he got out. That pull was a split second after his TP finished.
Dire's middle tower.
And Bada, who leads the charge, he dies, but sure, whatever. Off to the high ground, 25 Bloodstone charges. Skeeter just working on it. Oh, they did steal his tower for that last one too.
Heavy lasso onto Skeeter, dragging him back. They've got the damage, they'll take down the Drow, and now Barney is going to lose the Aegis. Can they set up for a second time on it? They've got RP, timing's there perfectly. It's the meteor hammer. They're going to be able to lock it down. So nice to get the push on Hill. Is he really going to get out again? No, the skewer lockdowns enough. And they stop Barney from escaping. And it's a lot of money for being as behind as they are. They kill these heroes. They get a lot. GH again with a final hit on Barney. Another 800 gold for him as the GH just continue to gear up and saying, guys, you know, I will carry us. Do my best. And he has done before on the Phoenix. You know, this is a hero where big things can be done even when behind.
Two biggest kills they could possibly get.
Radiant
50 seconds. They can look to keep snowballing this to get quite a bit of space here on the map. Almost level 18, GH actually that. He's up to level 18, so now level 3 Supernova too. Quite big elements added to their team fight.
How much they can push out of this.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Too as
attack.
well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Starting
Starting
to
to respawn though. Drow's up at 2. They keep fighting.
how much they will stick around. It might just be when the storm comes back and they're scared.
He's got a repair kit. He's gonna drop the 2 and just drop a repair kit to keep the tower up.
Definitely a bit of a swing around there from Nigma. Yeah, anytime they get those big kills at this stage,
Radiant's bottom
it's giving
tower
them a
is
big
under attack.
windows to achieve this sort of chance to climb back into the action.
A high ground defense is always still going to be those things, right? Skewer plus those lasso plays. It's going to be something that Mudgolems has to be prepared for. Oh, tight is on the ground. Miracle, he even wants it.
Oh, he's gonna be able to get out. Oh, yeah, dropping the BKB out of the ground. What's is it play? Arman's gonna be caught out by the way. It's blue right. Miracle popping out. He cuts that. Moves over to one Skeeter. They got faster. We are able to lock down the crowd. They're focusing Skeeter down. Skeeter over a hurricane pipe inside. Still falling through. So it costs Miracle his life. This Miracle left behind will go down. GH up on the high ground, diving away. He's gonna go for the TP out. They got anything to stop it? They haven't. GH will escape. Miracle out of the game for 90 seconds. He has got buyback. Did fully commit there to take Skeeter out of the game as well. And was able to do so. Skeeter down for a minute.
What initiation though. Warning against a 3-man pull to Blood Right. Starting the fight out perfect for them. But like you said, they lost the Drow, but they had to commit pretty much everything to try to kill him there. And the egg was used on the right side of the fight away to start to attack the GH himself. So no egg now for 60. So they said Mudgolems not that reliant on cooldowns. They can still look to try to fight something, but Nigma back in their base. I think they're just gonna play this one and just get as much farm as they can outside. See if they can get kills. A couple kills at least.
We saw this last fight, and Milan's going to get a chance to pop it again with this stolen wall. And also, if he can pick up a bit of money from a wave or two, he might actually have the Aghanims benefit from it.
Ooh, it's longer. He wants vacuum if he gets eggs. Then he's got that 12-second cooldown on it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess that's the more important one.
That's the big one.
And
yeah.
probably the easier one to find actually against the dark. So I imagine there's going to be opportunities for Milan to grab that.
Yeah, I think he just wants mostly just the frequency of the steals versus like Magnus and stuff. GH, I think it's grabbed during the dive.
He's very dead.
I almost
Oh,
flew in.
and a pause as well. Now, this is going to be from Nigma. What's going on here with this pause? I mean, back to sort of where we were before, where they're down 12k. 37 to 14. I mean, the kills, the amount of kills that Mudgolems have just got this game is incredible. I mean, just again, look at Boronia's scoreline: 21, 2, and 10. This is some of the best KDA we've seen this tournament.
They punished the hell out of the greed of Nigma. They really did. I like when I see a team really capitalize, and when they see that, it's like, okay, aggro tri-lane, smash them, like, don't give them any breathing room at all. That's exactly what they've done. I feel like it's still for Nigma is high ground defense. I feel like still fighting outside is kind of a pipe dream for them to get a full successful fight, but fighting in their base, I feel like they can still break Mudgolems a little bit here because of just the nature of their heroes, just this repositioning.
You blew it!
So let's see, they are setting themselves up for this D as tier 2 is dropping
Dire's
quickly.
bottom tower has fallen.
Unless Blood Rage is thrown on Drow. Skeeter.
We are the BKB jump onto Skeeter. Skeeter on the front of the middle one here, trying to zip it to draw that attention away. He's on the side of his overboard Dire Man. alive, able to pop the BKB. He's able to walk out of it. He's given in time. Miracle's still trying to chase. He's able to bring back Skeeter, walks forward with his Crimson Guard and everything, just keeping Skeeter sustained. Just cannot finish off the Drow. The turn is there on towards Miracle as both him and Heartman out of action. GH have to buy back, but now also having to dive away. They threw everything again onto Skeeter, but just so many ways now from mudgolems to keep their carry alive. Nigma just don't have the damage to kill the Drow straight up, even throughout that entirety of the last.
No, like 3-4 soul rips, creeps, just so many different elements thrown on to protect him. And Miracle actually forced the fight away from the egg at the end there, so GH's egg pop, it's successful, it doesn't connect against anybody. We're seeing that big deficit really come into play in those fights. Arman, he can never do anything. He just gets focused by forming hit every single time in the fight. 1 in 13 on this Magnus.
I mean, I think we're definitely feeling overall the greed from Nigma when it came to things. It's not paid off. And now they find something phenomenal there. They're going to try to jump onto Skeeter. They do get him very deep here, past the tier 4s. Skeeter, he's just going to go to TP out for the remainder of the BKB. He's going to make it away. Skeeter's able to live. He escapes. They'll turn over towards Father. They should be able to find at least him. They get the Undying. It's requiring Miracle to buy back. And the zombies and the illusions fighting back hard. Take away the tombstone.
He got the Ags as he used it, so it popped an illusion on all of his heroes well on the map.
That should help.
But yeah, we're really seeing that big gold deficit and just that ease of team fight, it feels like for mudgolems because of this gold lead. They're always just able to get the right targets, and Miracle's damage is just very lackluster because of how poor he is. He can't earn the Shroud too much. Again, just punishing Marvel.
Over here!
The free kill every time for this storm.
What's coming? What'd I miss?
3 yards around, just got to be a little cautious. Boronier zipping. Still at the site at the bat. Oh,
course, yes.
And they're just going to smoke and go for more. I mean, they know at this stage if Boronier catches anyone alone, he's going to kill Miracle. He jumps on, has got BKB, is he going to get the chance to pop the telekinesis enough and into the damage to Drow. Miracle pop the Phantasm, he'll try and turn it on to Skeeter. The Luco coming out as he's still on Skeeter. He's getting low, he's still alive. Wonderful, they will manage to kill the Drow, but Miracle's out of the game for 100 seconds because of this. There's no buyback on Miracle. Again, just Boronier cleaning up every single time. He's just a kill away from level 25. He's got 6k gold that he's casually holding on to. We'll now start investing it in this Lincoln Sphere that he's going to have complete, ready to send out. And just the Bloodstone charges remaining high. 29 Bloodstone charges on the Storm.
Dude, I don't think I've seen a Storm pop off like this.
No, this is, you said sort of Storm has had the 20% win rate. I mean, the 80% is all in this game from Boronier's performance. You know, that's not how maths works, but he's just doing incredible stuff there.
Yeah, they're level 25, even with, like, he's had Quiver for quite some time too. It works so well with his hero. He just has this extra gigantic amount of damage burst when he jumps onto Arman. Arman starts to, like, the zip goes on him and Arman's already down to 10% HP in every single one of them. And oh look, another DD rune. Regens, Arcanes, and DDs aplenty for Bornhing here this game.
Yeah, it's full control of runes every single time. Roshan as well. It's up and ready. I go with that if when Skeeter's back in action.
Dire are scanning.
I'm over here.
Starts going for it now.
Courier did scout it. GH, he sent his little Phoenix courier over there. They don't have their
To
outpost.
get over though. Yeah. And to even want to, I think it's going to be very difficult. I mean, I guess it's just difficult across the board for Nigma right now. They're that far behind.
They just don't. If they had Miracle, I feel like that fight's
Dire's
slightly possible around because they have such good heroes for the area. It's still extremely hard, but probably one of the things they have to fight. Now fighting into an Aegis Cheese and a Refractor Shard versus the not only a level 25 Storm, but literally the best hero in the game with an Aegis. Might just look to do some very long jumps if he sees anybody at all.
Going to be very ready to play aggressive.
Timer's swirling, okay. GH does find the best item, neutral item possible for him. They also find an Illusionist Cape for Miracle, so that's two of the best neutral items I feel like they could have found there.
It's got to be some big RP, and some big eggs, big meteor hammers. So,
And even then, we're in Aegis, so it's still Still a pretty tough one. As Milan has vacuum stolen. So that's one of the things that can break a lot of the fight too. He also has a refresher they've given to the Rubik, so maybe just jump back. Maybe he gets a good spell.
He's looking to burst down the Undying. They'll do so. Undying goes down. Others out of the action. Barney is zipping in, looking to take out Mind Control. Mind Control's going to go down. He's got a buyback straight away.
Ruptured out. It's on Weedhawk. Milan still has a vacuum available.
Dire's
Pushing
top
him.
tower is under attack.
The RP. Tombstone's making it very hard for Iron Man to get in with the blink.
It gives all that vision to that 1800
device. Barney is in. He's going to start playing around with the turn. Right down the corner. Iron Man's going to go down. It's just the control. It's insane with his vortex that he had scoring here. He just sets up all of them. It's another easy jump, and now Mind Control's out of the game for 90. No buyback on the Darkseer. Barney is still hanging around, still has that Aegis, of course. They'll even pass him over the G's, back up. The 4-mana full HP in again. 3-man vortex, and the vacuum on before the into the cast on the body shot. Oh, it's couldn't be any better here from mudgolems. They are just playing with their food right now, as this game is going to be over any moment right now. 3 heroes down for a minute, no buybacks to be had. Mudgolems are ready to close this up. Onto the tier 4s they go. Just playing around with them outside of the fountain, keeping them held in the base.
Finest for Milan there with that. Yeah, they close this one out.
GG's. What a game one for mudgolems. I mean, they gave us one of the most impressive performances we've seen here at ESL 1 Germany. I mean, they closed with the drop. And well, looking at the performance was just perfect.